Well, the story of Coca-Cola begins not in a boardroom, but in a pharmacy. In 1886, in Atlanta, Georgia, Dr. John Stith Pemberton was experimenting with a new concoction. He aimed to create a nerve tonic, a so-called brain tonic to alleviate headaches, to ease fatigue. He mixed a fragrant dark syrup with extracts from the coca leaf and the cola nut. The syrup was mixed with carbonated water and sold for 5 cents a glass at a local soda fountain. Coca-Cola, a name that plainly referenced its 2 stimulating ingredients. These were common in patent medicines of the era. The original formula contained a small but notable amount of cocaine extracted from the coca leaf. In the late 19th century, cocaine was not illegal. It was used openly. It appeared in tonics, in elixirs, praised as medicine. A single glass held only a minimal amount, yet the fact is startling to modern consumers. This early chapter, rooted in unregulated 19th century medicine, set the stage for a long, complex history. A simple drink becomes entangled with public health, corporate power, and the evolving idea of corporate responsibility. At first, it was a local curiosity. Pemberton, in poor health, didn't foresee the drink's potential. He sold parts of his business to partners. The real journey began after ownership changed. The product's healthful image would be overtaken by a new vision that turned medicinal syrup into a symbol of refreshment and pleasure. A journey that was celebrated and closely scrutinized across a century. Coca-Cola was born into rapid industrialization and social change. The Gilded Age brought great innovation and glaring disparities. The beverage fit a fast-paced society, promising brief relief, a little burst of energy. Function shifted into emotion, refreshment, happiness, community, the American way of life. The transformation of Coca-Cola from a humble soda fountain drink into a national powerhouse was not accidental. It was the work of Asa Griggs Candler. In 1888, he began acquiring the rights, eventually gaining full control. Unlike Pemberton, Candler saw a popular beverage, not a medicine. He was a marketing genius, relentlessly promoting the brand on calendars, clocks, serving urns, pocket knives. One of the earliest mass-market branding efforts, embedding Coca-Cola into daily life. A pivotal moment came in 1894, the decision to sell Coca-Cola in bottles. Though Candler was hesitant, Benjamin Thomas and Joseph Whitehead secured exclusive bottling rights across most of the US. This revolutionary move liberated Coca-Cola from the soda fountain. People could take the drink home, to picnics, or to their workplaces. In 1916, the iconic contour bottle distinguished it from imitators, recognizable even by touch in the dark. Bottling became the engine of rapid national spread. By the early 1900s, public concern over patent medicine ingredients grew. Around 1903, the formula changed. The process began using spent coca leaves, byproducts after medicinal alkaloids were removed. Secretive as ever, this marked a critical shift away from psychoactive origins. The brand now positioned itself as wholesome refreshment, focusing on taste and experience. Candler sold syrup concentrate to independent bottlers, a franchised system enabling rapid expansion without massive capital. Local entrepreneurs became a vast, motivated sales force, making the logo ubiquitous from big cities to sleepy towns. With foundations laid, the brand was ready to leave home and conquer the globe. The ambition of Coca-Cola was never limited to US borders. Early plants opened in Canada, Cuba, and the Philippines. World War II catapulted the brand. President Robert Woodruff declared every American soldier should get a bottle for 5 cents, wherever they were. The US government exempted Coca-Cola from sugar rationing, helping establish 64 bottling plants overseas. Soldiers became brand ambassadors, introducing millions to the drink. By war's end, an international infrastructure was in place, perfectly positioned for a world fascinated with American culture, movies, and rock and roll. Coca-Cola surged. Through the Cold War, the brand marched globally, seen as an emblem of capitalism. The slogan, "It's the real thing," resonated. In a world of competing ideologies, it projected optimism and togetherness. Advertising adapted locally while keeping a consistent global message. The 1971 Hilltop commercial, "I'd like to buy the world a Coke," cemented the image of global harmony. So intertwined with American identity that Coca-Colonization described US cultural reach. By the late 20th century, Coca-Cola sold in more than 200 countries and territories. Its logo became one of the world's most recognized symbols. It wasn't only selling a drink, it was selling an idea, tying itself to human milestones and global events. A simple bottle became a cultural artifact, a small, affordable piece of a modern, globalized world. But global reach brought global scrutiny, and controversy followed. As the brand's presence expanded, debates about power, responsibility, and public health grew louder. The world had embraced the taste and began to question the cost. As Coca-Cola's operations expanded, criticism of its business practices grew, especially over labor rights. Disputes erupted over better pay, safer conditions, and the right to unionize. In Colombia, starting in the 1990s, union leaders at bottling plants faced intimidation, kidnapping, even murder. Lawsuits in US courts alleged responsibility for human rights violations. The company denied the allegations and was eventually cleared, but reputational damage lingered. International boycotts and independent assessments followed. With an ad budget rivaling small nations, the brand created a wallpaper of marketing, often targeting children. Critics say this normalizes daily sugary drink consumption, undermining public health efforts. Sponsoring peak athleticism raised ethical questions amid rising obesity. Powerful ties and lobbying against soda taxes and stricter labeling protected profits and stoked ethical debates. By the late 20th and early 21st centuries, evidence mounted. Sugary drinks drive obesity, diabetes, heart disease. A 12-ounce can has about 39 grams of sugar, near an adult's daily limit. Large-scale studies linked regular soda intake to weight gain, higher diabetes risk, and metabolic problems. Public campaigns and policies spread. Mexico, the UK, and Berkeley enacted sugary drink taxes. Schools removed soda machines. Coca-Cola argued obesity is multifactorial, emphasized choice, and pushed lower or no sugar options. Critics said this narrative deflected from promoting and profiting from harmful products. Beverage production is water-intensive. At Coca-Cola's scale, the footprint became stark. In India and elsewhere, communities accused plants of depleting and contaminating groundwater. Coca-Cola denied wrongdoing and cited drought. Scrutiny pushed public water stewardship and a pledge to replenish the equivalent of water used in finished beverages. As a top producer of single-use plastic, the company faced audits naming it a leading plastic polluter. Goals: 100% recyclable packaging by 2025, 50% recycled content by 2030, collect a bottle or can for each one sold. Critics argue real change requires refillable, reusable systems. It remains a big, ongoing challenge. Faced with criticism over health, labor, and the environment, the Coca-Cola Company adapted. In the 21st century, it moved toward public corporate responsibility. It expanded beyond full sugar cola, zero sugar growth, waters, juices, teas, plant-based drinks, while adding clearer labels and smaller portions. The company pledged portfolio sugar reduction, water replenishment, recycling goals, carbon cuts, efficiency upgrades, and cleaner energy. Public pledges reassure stakeholders, yet skepticism persists, especially where high sugar products are still pushed. Beyond beverages, Coca-Cola helped shape culture through brilliant, relentless advertising. It linked itself to powerful ideals, even influencing the modern image of Santa, and wove itself into collective memory. The 1985 New Coke revolt showed how deeply consumers felt. A product had become a cultural landmark. That cultural power is a double-edged sword, building loyalty while drawing criticism for normalizing sugary drinks. It began as a pharmacist's tonic and evolved into a symbol of modern life, an unprecedented commercial success shadowed by serious controversies. Its flagship products sit at the center of a global health debate, while plastic waste remains undeniable. The company now stands at a crossroads, balancing quarterly profits with public health and environmental stewardship. True reform may demand moving away from a high-volume, single-use model toward restorative, sustainable systems, with healthier choices normalized. The world is watching to see whether this giant can reinvent itself again, not only as a master of marketing, but as a leader in responsibility. In the end, Coca-Cola's disturbing history is also a mirror. It reflects the costs of scale, the power of culture, and the weight of corporate choices on public health and the planet. The next chapter will be written by how boldly and how quickly it chooses to change.